is May 18th, 2026. I have a cat on my lap, so if she interrupts me, I apologize. Today, I am doing some planning because I didn't do it earlier and I meant to. But today, I want to talk about something that I've been thinking about today. And it's the idea that how you read books, either it kind of defines who you are as a person, or at least gives like insight into who you are as a person. I'm gonna use my parents as examples because, well, I'm gonna use my whole family as examples, right? So, my mom loves spoilers. She will spoil a book series, she will spoil anything, right? And she will do it for other people too, right? Which isn't great, but I think it can kind of tell us a little bit about her as a person. I think it can tell us that she doesn't like surprises, or she likes to know things ahead of time, at least, right? She did that with Project Hail Mary, where she read the ending so she knew everyone survived, you know. By the way, if you haven't read Project Hail Mary, I would recommend it. It's a really good book. I really liked it. It's also a really good movie, too. I thought that they were both really, really good. So, just saying. But she already knew the ending when she was reading the book, because that's what she does. She always spoils it for herself, right? And that's how she enjoys reading. And I do think that tells me a lot about her. But the thing that she also does is that she's not afraid to spoil for other people. She knows that I don't like spoilers. She knows my dad doesn't like spoilers. But it's very hard for her to not necessarily accept that, but for her to rein herself in from spoiling people. So I'm reading the Matched series, right? I've mentioned it quite a few times now because it's a good series and I'm really having a good time. I did read 100 pages again, by the way. I'm on a really long streak. Don't ask me how long, I don't remember. And she's read it before. This is one of her favorite series. And she keeps trying to spoil it for me. Like, every single time. She's like, oh, where are you? I'm like, I don't know how to describe what's happening in the book because we're flipping between, like, 5 different point of views. I don't know what's happening. Who knows, right? And she's like, oh, are you at this part? The what? What's happening? When did that happen, right? So she's not opposed to spoiling for herself, and sometimes she forgets that other people do not enjoy spoilers, and I think that does give insight into who she is as a person. Now, I don't blame her for this, right? Sometimes I will ask spoilers for TV shows because I'm not a big TV person in general. It's just not for me. But at the same time, sometimes it's a little annoying, but I think it definitely tells me who she is kind of as a person, or at least tells me a little bit about that. The other thing is my dad, right? How my dad reads, right? My mom is a very slow reader. My dad he's an average paced reader, but he never reads. He's like, oh, I love books. He does not read, like, ever. He says it's for reasons. I think he's avoiding reasons, but he really likes reading, and typically what he reads, they're either of 3 topics. Don't ask me what the topics are. Anytime he talks about them, I kind of zone out a little bit because he'll go on an hour-long tangent, and I'm just like, I don't really care that much about this. I love you. Please stop talking to me. I just wanted to use the bathroom. But they're always the same 3 topics, right? And 99% of the time, they are not fictional books. They are non-fiction books. They're either self-help books or historical books. Occasionally he'll read, like, a fiction book, right? He likes The Hunger Games, but he hasn't read the most recent one. A little rude, but that's the thing, right? He doesn't enjoy books unless they give him information, right? In the same sense that he loves TV because it's very quick to get information, right? My parents love Sister Wives. I freaking hate Sister Wives at this point because they are constantly watching it, constantly listening to podcasts about it, good grief, and constantly doing research about Sister Wives. But that's their favorite thing, right? My dad would love to read about 500 articles about Sister Wives because that brings him joy. And I think that does tell me stuff about him. He has his focus points, and that's all that he does. He focuses on those and nothing else. You can have a whole conversation with him, but if he's focused on those focus points, you are not having a conversation with him. You are talking to yourself, right? There's also my sister, right? I don't get along with my sister at all. I we don't get along, like, ever. But she really likes reading, right? And I'm the math person. So she'll be like, hey, if I read this amount of pages in this amount of time, how fast was I reading? And I'm like, do it yourself. Good grief. But I still do it because I'm a nice sister. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna be nice about it. So, she kind of reads. She reads a lot of fiction books. She reads a lot of kind of romance books. And I think that can tell a lot about her as well. She's just a regular person, right? If you see, like, I think it's called Book Talk and Bookstagram. I think those are what they're called. I'm not really on either of those sites that much. And that's basically, she reads the books that they suggest, right? She is also not a fan of erotic content or explicit content, but she doesn't really care if it's there, right? She'll just skim over it. And I think that also says a lot about her. She's doing this for pleasure. She's doing this because she likes to, and she's doing it as a hobby. And I think that's really, really cool, right? I also think that book choices kind of define a person a little bit, right? We all know book reading is political. Books are political in and of itself, depending on the authors you choose, or what genre you're choosing, or even just the book in general. And I really think that book choices also kind of define people in the same way of how you read defines you. And I think it's a really cool thing. I think it's really cool to think about the idea that the way that someone consumes books and consumes written content, or even audiobooks if you want to count those, I think it, because I know books can change a person, I think that the books influence you and therefore can give insight. And I just think that's I'm really, really interested in this. And I haven't done research, so don't hold me to any standards, okay? This isn't a peer-reviewed anything, okay? I promise. But I think it's really cool to see how the books influence the person, right? I know my books have influenced me. I've read almost every single John Green book. That's influenced me more than most things in my life. And that's just one thing. That's just one group of books. And it's freaking me out, but like in a good way. It's making me very happy and very enthusiastic about this because I love books. So I love seeing other people's book choices. And it definitely helps you understand people. Because I have a very big problem with that. But yeah, I don't know. That's just what I've been thinking today. A lot. I haven't been reading a whole lot. So I've been thinking instead. Because obviously, what else do you do? But that's it. I've got a book to go read. And we are at 8 minutes. That is a long time. So I'm gonna go read more books. Go make good choices. Goodbye.